Namaste. Welcome to Tripo's Cooperative Podcast, the cooperative voice of the Southeast. We bring our community to the world and the world to our community. This week's guest is Claudia de la Cruz, a community member and owner of Amor Personified. And she'll be talking to us this week about her wellness journey, about what energy work is, and how our community can benefit from accessing energy work services. So, welcome to the podcast, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right. So, if you could just kind of introduce yourself to the community, give us a little bit of your backstory. So let's get to know each other.
Sure. Hi, I'm Claudia. As Jay said, I am originally from Dominican Republic, and I was raised in the Bronx, New York. I went to school upstate New York, SUNY New Paltz, and I've been in Colorado for 8 years now, living in the Southeast for the past 6.5 years. And I am a community member, activist, and owner of Amor Personified. I'm a mother of 4, a wife and partner, and I am an activist. I work with the NAACP here in town, locally, working on issues that affect people of color in Colorado Springs.
All right. So thank you for that. So let's jump right into that wellness journey. For many of us, we experience our own wellness journeys, and we often feel alone, or we often feel like we don't have a community space to share those things. So hopefully, community, we can let you know that you're not alone in your wellness journey, and that there are plenty of folks willing to share their journey, and there's plenty of things to learn from each other. So we're going to jump right into Claudia's journey, and hopefully you'll learn something from it.
So what I wanted to talk about is in terms of where I've been. My healing process has been lifelong, right? We're on this journey. We're human beings. We're put here to have certain experiences. And since I've been in Colorado, well, my daughter I had in the Bronx, and I found that all of my illnesses that I have accumulated throughout these years have all been a direct result of pregnancy and birth, so birth complications. I have had 3 miscarriages, and each one has come with a health repercussion for me. So I had a blood clot on one of my legs, and I had to be on medication for some time. That process was really extensive, and that was back in 2012 after being here for a year. And that led me to trying to figure out what was happening. Why was this happening to my body? I'm 34 now. So this was, some years ago. I was still in my 20s, and it felt odd to be so young and have those issues. So for me, I had a lot of questions. I had a lot of depression behind that, a lot of emotions. I lost a child. I was 3 months pregnant, more than 3 months pregnant. And looking for answers led me on this path of trying to understand why things happen in that grief process and in that illness, figuring out why and the hows. And that led me to start doing work with an energy healer at the time. Back in 2012 here in Colorado, there were a lot of red tape behind alternative holistic health measures. So the person that I used to see, I wasn't quite sure if there was a name for the type of healing that she was doing, but she did introduce me to chakra balancing and affirmations and things like that, which I felt really helped me come to a place of being more centered, come to a place of acceptance, kind of heal through that grief, and also help the pain that I was feeling. And so I continued on. After that, I did have another miscarriage. This one was 6 weeks pregnant. And as a result, or because of the fact that it was discovered that I had parathyroid, hyperparathyroidism. That's a long word. Yeah. So I had to have surgery a few months later after that on my parathyroid, which led me again to go to this energy healer and be like, well, why is this happening to me? Why am I so off balance? And do I have to have surgery? I had a lot of difficulty in even coming to grasp with that. And again, feeling like I'm young. Why is this happening to me? My family's pretty healthy. My grandmother's 104, knock on wood. She is still pretty strong for her age, and my family doesn't have a history of major illnesses. But for some reason, I felt like I'm being put through all these trials and tribulations. So I went again to her and had a conversation about how could I avoid surgery because I didn't want it. And ultimately came to the decision of acceptance. And this is what I need, right? This is what I need in order to be functional, because this disease cuts off your life expectancy. It withers away your calcium and your bones. And so I needed treatment. And so I went and I got my surgery. And after that, just kind of continued on and learned more and started really immersing myself more into yoga, into natural forms of balancing myself and my body, to come to a more balanced state overall. I am a regular yoga practitioner. I do yoga pretty frequently. And later on, very recently, I did experience another loss. It was an unexpected pregnancy and obviously an unexpected loss of that pregnancy. And it took me to a dark place of just, again, not understanding the whys. I have since leaned in more to my spirituality, have since leaned in more to understanding that certain things are put in place in this world to teach you, to grow you. And so in that growth, I have learned a lot about how to self-heal, right? And the things that we can do, and how it's not always necessarily physical, right? There's a lot of different aspects and a lot of different ways of us treating certain conditions. And so I'm still on my path, I'm still on my journey, and I feel like I have more tools now in order to be able to attack things on different levels. So on a mental, spiritual, and a physical level, which is, I think, what's necessary for us as people. So that's pretty much a very short condensed of where I've been and where I'm going.
Okay, yeah, definitely appreciate you sharing that. I know that, again, community, sometimes we find it hard to share our wellness journeys, but we're trying to break that stigma in our community. And so I definitely appreciate you coming and sharing that with the community. And hopefully, it opens up somebody else to thinking about sharing their wellness journey. So, energy work. It's kind of an ambiguous term, and a lot of folks in our community are not quite aware of what that is and how it works, and is this some gimmick, and that kind of thing. So, if you could kind of give our community an explanation of your understanding of energy work and what you do, and possibly how it can be beneficial for us as a community, right?
So energy work in total is talking about the fact that all of life is comprised by energy. Like, we are made up of energy, and it is addressing the different levels of energy that surround us. So we're surrounded by an auric field, a biofield, it's called in science. And energy work looks to address healing any blockages that there may be in those fields, which can contribute to illness. So, in terms of our community as a whole, I feel like with people maybe in the Southeast, with Black people, with people of color in general, we are by far spiritual people, so we do tend to be aware of energy and vibrations. Yet sometimes when it comes to illness, when it comes to depression, when it comes to trauma and experiences that we have, it's something that we don't address on a regular basis. So the type of energy work, there's a lot of different modalities that address energy, like acupuncture, even some levels of chiropractic services. There's a lot of different holistic services that people can reach. The type of service that I am studying and have studied and am developing my proficiency is with Reiki. So Reiki is a Japanese healing modality, energy healing modality that was developed by Mikao Usui in 1922 in Japan. And since then, it's crossed over to this part of the hemisphere, and it has been developed and shaped and absorbed. There's different types of Reiki. Reiki has been in existence. It's ancient, so it's been around for a long time. And really, Mikao Usui developed more of a system for it and was able to pass it on and teach other people. And so it works by clearing energy blockages. More specifically, it's laying on hands. It's similar to massage, but not really. You're fully clothed for it. And it has helped to treat things like cancer, heart disease, anxiety, depression, chronic pain, etc. The list goes on, because what happens is illness materializes itself in our bodies in different ways. And so Reiki energy is universal life force energy, and it flows through your system in the way that it needs to help facilitate that healing that you need. So it works in conjunction to any medical treatment that you're receiving. It's not a replacement for medical treatment, it's an addition to, so that, like I said before, you can help treat illness in the different levels, so in the physical, mental, and spiritual realms, which is all a factor when it comes to illness. And yeah, so that's a pretty much an overview of what Reiki is. I am a Reiki master, and the strands of Reiki that I do is Holy Fire Reiki that was developed by William Rand.
Okay. So hopefully, community, we got something from that, got a better understanding and explanation of energy healing as a whole. And hopefully it inspires some of us to go on and do some more research and figure out if this might be something that we want to take an extra look at in addition to whatever other medical services we may be already receiving. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back in the next segment and let you know where you can access Claudia's services. We're going to let you know how you can get in contact with her on social media, and how you, as the viewers, can get a special discount for some healing services. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Claudia, I'll let you jump right into some announcements.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for having me here today.
No doubt.
And I wanted to let you all know where Amor Personified is located, which it is in Miriam's Place, which is a holistic creative community. And it is at 1519 East Boulder, right across the street from Memorial Central Hospital. Coming up within the next month, I'll be starting to do Reiki 1 and 2 classes. And more information you can find out about Reiki and the classes and events coming up at amorpersonified.com. You can book any appointment through my links on Instagram and Facebook. My handle is at Amor Personified. And as a thank you for being here and for watching, I am extending a discount of $20 off of any service by using the code TREEPOSE, all one word together, when you sign up. So contact me if you have any questions about any of the topics that we covered here, as well as if you want to book an appointment.
All right, appreciate that. So guys, if this is the kind of content that you'd like to support, you can do so through purchase, through donation, or by becoming a co-owner of TREEPOSE Cooperative. Also, your feedback is very important to us, so let us know in the comments how to better represent our community, what issues are important, what do we need to be speaking about, and if you have some relevant information that you'd like to bring to the community, please definitely get in contact with us and let's get you on. So as always, we want you to think creatively, act cooperatively, and build community. Peace.